Hey, this is Andre, and I've got my thinking cap on. I've been thinking about a topic in terms of that has to do with energy, basically, and how it is that we give and we take energy from other people. I teach fun choreographed dance classes, and there is when people are like right there with you and they're literally backing you up, like they are behind you and they are taking in what it is that you're giving and they're appreciating it, and then they are alchemizing it and they're pushing energy at you and feeding you and lifting you up. And it's a really incredible feeling. I'm sure that, artists that get up on stage and perform and do that, they get that exact same charge. It's like they are utilizing energy that doesn't even actually belong to them. It's being fed through them to give to the people, and then in return they are reinfused with more of the energy that the crowd is giving back. And there are times when, maybe the class, you'll feel like they're kind of having a lull or they're a little bit down. People are maybe tired or something like that. And you can feel it because you feel that dip in the energy on certain days, right? It's a really, really fascinating exchange that really teaches you a lot about who we are as people, and that we are these beings that give and take energy, even just like at the smallest level. Like you can be walking into a grocery store and you smile at somebody and they share it back with you, and there's something that it does that just kind of lifts you up and makes you feel not just seen, but feel reinforced somehow. And it's this beautiful exchange that happens. And I think that as I've been thinking about it, and being somebody that is gifted and or cursed with empathy, we've talked about empathy a lot in the world right now. But we don't talk, I don't think anyway, maybe as much about how it is that people tap into that and either reinforce it and bring it back to you, or they pull it away from you. I was listening to this great interview on the Prince Official YouTube channel, and he was talking about how we are all here to either enlighten or to discourage. We do one of those two things. And of course we have days, and some days are better than others, but we choose to bring forth that ability to enlighten people or to depress or discourage people. And it's that simple. And I think that, especially if you are somebody that has empathy, you will notice that there are times in your life, even sometimes when you're very, very young, that people will pick up on the fact that you have something. And they won't necessarily be able to put their finger on it. They won't be able to say exactly what that thing is. They know that you have something. And oftentimes it brings jealousy. And when it does, they're going to want to be able to find some way to carve into it. When you're a child, it usually means they make fun of you. You did something really, really well. You win a prize or something. And instead of the class who was encouraged to congratulate you, they boo you. It can be something where oftentimes people that are thinking smaller need a way to discourage, depress your energy, keep you in your place somehow. And as you grow up, sometimes, like we also talk a lot about narcissists. Well, narcissists need people that will feed them energetically. They want to be spoon fed that which you have, and that they know that you are willing to give over and over and over again. But the more tuned in you are, the more high level that you are willing to service the world with your gifts as an empath and give them your energy at some level. The more people that are also gifted but want to take in order to empower themselves and greedily pull it away from the people around them, they will hone in. They will find you. They can feel that you have something that they can't get from other people willingly in the same way, because they can't give in the same way, and that reciprocation doesn't happen for them. So they will use their abilities to try to tap into yours and bring it to them. And it can happen to you absolutely unknowingly. It can be somebody that wants to trauma bond with you. You share stories together. You cry together. There's that person in your world that's always willing to listen to what it is that you have going on in your life. And they want to find out where your weaknesses are, right? Which dance steps you have not navigated yet. And they want to dig right into that in order to be able to start pulling that energy away from you. You don't even have to be in their vicinity. You don't have to be hanging out at their house all the time. You don't even have to see them very frequently. They've got you in a space in which they are constantly thinking about how you can service them. If you are somebody that's high energy and they're low energy, they're going to want to use some of that, right? I mean, who wouldn't want more energy that's not willing to work for it for themselves? They're sometimes lazy, but they want to live high on the hog. They want to be able to tap into your financial ability to gain wealth. They want to be able to tap into your ability to have loving relationships. They're going to want all of that. And there are people you have to understand that will work to take that from you. So, with that being said, as those of us that are out here that want to raise the vibration, that want to bring up the people of the world, that want to expand on that ever-increasing lift of energy. Some people talk about, moving on to a different timeline. You have to be very, very careful, because, those of us who want to bring up the vibration, we want to be able to do that for everybody, right? But there are some people that don't have the ability to do anything but retrieve it. They just want to open their mouths and pour all of those gifts that you have right into themselves. They'll do it by way of spell work, and spell work can essentially be intention. It's the intention with which they focus their own energy at you. And it's these little things that they do. It's these little ways in which when things are happening to you as opposed to for you, that they're available to listen in. They're available to have you come and just sit down on my chair and please tell me all about it. You know, they're rubbing their hands together, not out loud, not in your face, but they're intently taking it in because it feeds them. We hear about, you know, these high-level groups of people out there that have these abilities to be able to stir up chaos and tragedy and crisis and, you know, throw things into social media or redirect your attention, make you think that you're seeing one thing when you're seeing something completely different. But don't think that there aren't people around you that have that ability to do that exact same thing. And they will present themselves in a way that they're usually mirroring you. If they're really attracted to your energy, they might even be copying you on some level. It could be the way you dress, it could be the way you speak, it could be the way you walk. But there's something where they love what you have and they hate you for having it. So, I know that that's not the happiest thing to talk about. It's relevant to me at this time. It's something that I'm talking about because I'm coming into a place in my own life where I'm really understanding, kind of waking up, yawn, stretch, and realizing who is who in my world right now. I've got some great people in my world right now that are absolute angels. And I've got some people, it's funny because their disguises are believable. They're community leaders. They're on the board of all these different panels. They're knowledgeable. They're bright. They might be kind of witty, but they watch people. And they're well hid. They're well disguised. They might even have these names that they serve, that a facade that they can work with, you know. Somebody named Angela, which is practically an angel, right? But they are exactly the opposite. It's not necessarily that simple. But if you really think about your exchanges with people and how these little, tiny tidbits of reaction, something said in a conversation that just doesn't vibe with who you think that person is in your life, watch what happens when you start pulling your energy that they want so badly away from them. Watch the lashing out. Watch the accusations. Notice how they start talking about you, saying things about you that are absolutely untrue, and act like, I would never. How would you think that would? I want to help you. I'm trying to be a helper in your life. Watch for your helpers. Watch what they're really doing. You know, make sure they're not jabbing you in the back. That way, we get to keep our energy and direct it where it needs to go, to the people that absolutely deserve it, to the people who legitimately want to support us in order for us to continue supporting them and growing a better place for all of us to be. But these people, these other people, they are in all of our communities. They are in our families. They are in our neighborhoods. They are in your neighborhood association. And you think they're amazing. You think that they're generous. You think that they're kind. But just watch them. Watch them the way that they watch you. Especially if you're a person that knows that you tend to have a lot of empathy for people. Because they know it too. Let's keep our energy so that we can direct it where we need it. Don't let them pull it away from you, because it keeps you from being able to do, have, and be the things that you are here to be. Thank you for listening.